Hey guys, I bet you've heard this before, that broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, other cruciferous vegetables are really harmful to the thyroid because they are goitrogens. And I am going to tell you today if this is a myth or if this is true, and we're going to break down exactly why. So I'll tell you right away that this statement is actually a myth. And avoiding these kinds of vegetables actually only lets you lose out on so many benefits, from cancer prevention to hormone balance to detoxification of the liver. Supporting detox pathways is super important for those with autoimmune diseases and also those who have impaired detoxification pathways. These vegetables are some of the most nutrient dense and beneficial types of foods that you can actually consume for optimal health. But unfortunately, they've gotten a bad label put on them due to outdated and misconstrued information. Cruciferous vegetables, just to break down, are some of the following, like arugula, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, bok choy, kale, cabbage. There's so many of them. And these are all also considered goitrogenic compounds. So the term goitrogen refers to really any substance that can interfere with thyroid function. When goitrogenic compounds are consumed, iodine uptake is actually blocked, and then this suppresses the thyroid hormone secretion. And iodine is a necessary mineral for the thyroid to function. So when this hormone pathway disruption occurs, the thyroid gland will actually enlarge as it tries to compensate for the lack of the thyroid function. And then finally, a goiter can form, which is the enlargement of the thyroid gland. So there are other goitrogenic foods as well, but all goitrogenic foods and compounds are not created equal, and some of these other kinds of foods have been found to disrupt thyroid function. But we're going to focus just on cruciferous vegetables today. So cruciferous vegetables contain glucosinolates, and those have the potential to suppress iodine absorption. But studies have found that cooking cruciferous vegetables actually destroys the enzyme responsible for activation of progoitrin to goitrin, which then negates the antithyroidal potency. So it's been determined that a very large quantity of these vegetables actually needs to be consumed in order to contribute to the development of a goiter. So one animal study tested broccoli sprouts and their effect on thyroid function, which resulted in no change at all to the levels of TSH, free T3, and free T4. And in fact, they actually found that there was a beneficial antioxidant balance provided to the thyroid. And then in a 12-week randomized trial, 45 females consumed broccoli sprout beverages, and it showed that serum levels of thyroid-stimulating hormone, free thyroxine, and thyroid globulin were not affected by the treatment, and neither was their thyroid autoimmunity. And in fact, the study provided evidence in favor of these compounds protecting against environmental exposures and other oxidative stress-related pathologies due to the activation of the NRF2. Another study looked at the human plasma levels after ingestion of glucoraphanin, which is a component of cruciferous vegetables. And researchers found that the consumption of typical serving sizes of raw cruciferous vegetables, such as bok choy, broccoli, and Chinese cabbage, are unlikely to impair thyroid function. However, they did find that excessive consumption, and this was over 2.2 pounds over several months, of raw kale, collards, and Brussels sprouts may decrease iodine uptake and affect thyroid hormone synthesis. But again, this is proving that a really large amount of these vegetables, and specifically raw in their raw form, need to be consumed in order to affect the thyroid negatively. So the bottom line is that the benefits outweigh the risks of consuming cruciferous vegetables, and they're a great source of fiber, carotenoids, folate, minerals, vitamins C, E, and K. They can regulate estrogen levels, and they can promote detoxification of harmful toxins and chemicals from your body. So the best way to avoid any potential negative effects of these vegetables is to cook them and then just degrade that goitrogenic compound. So you can bake them, steam them, saute them, just enough to break down those goitrogenic compounds, but I would recommend not to overcook them, as you may negate the other beneficial compounds and effects. So consuming a few cups of these vegetables a day cooked is not going to or should not have very harmful effects on the general population. Again, this isn't any medical advice. This is just research I've looked at, and these are my beliefs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this information. Please leave a comment with your thoughts about this, and then share this video with someone who needs to hear it.